Okay, today we're going to review sentences. So it's important that sentences are a complete thought. To be a complete thought, we need to have both a noun and a verb. A noun is a person, place, animal, or thing, and it tells us the what of the sentence, tells us who or what is in our sentence. Remember, the verb is an action word. It tells us what the noun is doing. So in this example, the kid swims in the pond. Kid is a person, so it is the noun. And what the kid is doing is swimming, so swims is the verb. Remember that in a sentence, we also need to always start with a capital letter at the beginning of the sentence. This learning target says, I can use a capital letter at the beginning of a sentence. Here you will see that the correct sentence has a check mark by it because it has a capital T at the beginning of the sentence. The sentence below that has a circled lowercase b. This is a non-example. This is incorrect. A sentence always has a capital letter at the beginning. The third thing to remember is that a sentence always needs to have a punctuation mark at the end. A punctuation mark could be a period, a question mark, or an exclamation mark. And then we also need to check for spaces between the words. So we're going to practice correcting a sentence together. Our learning target today says, I can check and fix a sentence. So when we're checking a sentence, we're checking that it has a capital letter at the beginning, the correct punctuation mark at the end, and that it has a noun and verb and is a complete thought that makes sense. We also need to check for spaces between the words. So those are the 4 things that I'm looking for. Here's a sentence that has some mistakes in it. Let's go through and correct it together. The sentence says, I like to read books about dogs. Here you will see that the sentence does not have a capital letter at the beginning. That is one mistake that we will need to fix. Here you will see that there is no space between the word books and about. That is another mistake we'll need to fix. Here is a capital D in dogs, but because it is in the middle of our sentence, it should not be capitalized. And at the end, we have a question mark, but I like to read books about dogs is not a question, so we need a period instead. Here is the corrected sentence. I have highlighted the corrections in red. You will see that I made the letter I at the beginning capital. I put a space between read and books, and I made the D in dogs lowercase, and I added a period instead of a question mark at the end. On the next slide, you are going to see some sentences that need corrections as well. I want you to circle the mistake, write the correction above it, and then write the whole sentence corrected in your writing journal.